Welcome back to my channel. Today we are making a delicious casserole dish. Cheesy rice and broccoli casserole. This makes a great side dish. It's even great all by itself. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any of the new recipes I have for you. Now come on in and grab your notebook, paper and pencil, and let's see what's on our ingredient list today. We're going to need frozen chopped broccoli. When I went to the store, my store was out of this, so I had to get broccoli florets, which is okay. If this happens to you too, don't worry. I'll show you how to use these instead. Chopped broccoli works just as well if you found that, and that's great. Don't buy the broccoli cuts. They are not as good in it, and it's mostly just stalks that you're getting. We're going to need a jar of Cheese Whiz, some instant white rice, a can of cream and mushroom soup, an onion, some celery, you need butter, some onion soup mix, or you could use dried onions. So come on in, grab a seat, and let's get this recipe started. I'm using a medium onion. I have cut my onions into quarters and I'm placing this in my food processor. I'm just going to pulse that a few times and then I'm going to place that in my bowl. I have 3 stalks of celery that I have cut, and I'm placing that in my food processor as well. Just going to pulse that a few times, just like my onions, and I'm placing that in my bowl as well. Alright, in my bowl I've got my onions and my celery ready to go. Now it's time to work on my broccoli. Since my store didn't have frozen chopped broccoli, I'm going to have to make it myself. Since my florets are frozen, I'm going to go ahead and put those in the microwave probably half the time that it says to cook them. That way they'll be mostly thawed when I'm ready to use them. I've placed 5 tablespoons of butter in my bowl and I'm going to melt that in my microwave. Now if you want to use a little bit more than that, you go right ahead. To my onions and my celery, I'm adding 1 to 2 tablespoons of Lipton onion soup mix. Now if you don't have any of this, you can always use dried onions. And if you're out of both of these, you can always just increase the fresh onion, but the soup mix gives it a big flavor boost. Now to that, I'm adding in my can of cream and mushroom soup. To this, I'm going to add in my melted butter, and I'm going to stir this up really well. Stir all that up. To this, I'm adding in 1 cup of Cheese Whiz. We're going to mix that up all really well together. Next, I microwaved my broccoli half the time on the package so it would thaw just enough so that I could use it. I put that in my food processor and I just pulsed it just a few times till there were no large lumps. Now if you're doing this same thing, make sure that if you put it in your food processor, you're not pulsing it too much or you'll just end up with mashed broccoli. If you were able to find frozen chopped broccoli, that's fine. Just dump that in the bowl. I'm mixing this up really well in my bowl. Once this is all mixed up really well, I'm getting ready to add in my rice. Now I'm using 1 cup of white instant rice, straight out of the box. And then just dump that right in the bowl. Then we're going to mix that up really well. I have preheated my oven to 300 degrees. I'm going to take my casserole dish and I'm going to spray that really well with butter-flavored nonstick cooking spray. I'm going to pour this in my casserole dish and I'm going to spread this all out. It looks so good and it smells great. So once I have it all in there, I'm going to take the back hand of my spatula and I'm going to just start spreading this around. Make sure it's even and level and smoothed out. Make sure it's smoothed all the way to the edges and the corners. All right, that looks really smooth to me. One little bit more. Once it's all smoothed out like you want it, go ahead and get yourself some aluminum foil. We're going to put that right over the top of it for the first part of our cooking. This is ready to go in the oven now. We're going to put this on 300 degrees, remember. We're going to cook this for 1 hour. We want to slow cook this so our rice has a chance to take up moisture, our onions and our celery will be cooked through, and all the flavors blend well. Now after about 45 minutes, we're going to take off the foil and we're going to let this brown the top just a little bit. Here is our finished, delicious, cheesy rice and broccoli casserole. It is done. It smells delicious. We took off that foil the last 15 minutes and look how lightly brown the edges are. That is just what we want. I'm going to come back and I'm going to serve this up. Here is our delicious, cheesy rice and broccoli casserole, all served up. This has that gooey, rich, cheesy flavor with hints of onions and celery mixed in with that hearty rice and that delicious broccoli. This is broccoli and cheese at its best. This is a great side dish, which will complement any type of meat. It is also a great little meal all by itself. It's quick and easy to make, too. This tastes great on the first day you fix it, but it gets even better the next day. Those flavors work together, and it is even more delicious as a leftover. Just heat it back up in the microwave. I'm sure that this is going to become one of your go-to favorites. All right, your homework tonight is to give this recipe a try. I hope you enjoy this recipe. Let me know in the comment sections below how you liked it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more delicious comfort foods coming your way soon. Check out some of the other recipes on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.